I rise in opposition to H.Con. Res. 248, and it's not with disrespect for my colleague from Ohio, and I'm confident that the gentleman from Ohio is aware of that. But I read this resolution, and to me, Madam Speaker, it reads as a retreat resolution. And I think about the times that America has been characterized as retreating. And as I look back through the history that I've lived through and the history that I've studied, I think of a little book that I have in my office that I wish I would have brought over here. It's the book on How We Won the War by General Giap of Vietnam, North Vietnam at the time. And I ran across that book randomly, and I began to read through that. What would be going on in the minds of a Vietnamese, in the mind of a Vietnamese general? And first, I would make the point: we didn't lose the war tactically in Vietnam. It was lost here in the United States, and a lot of it exactly on the floor of this Congress, and in debates that began and flowed through, similar to these debates that we have today. And as I read that, it's on page 8, it's not worth reading the book, it says that they got the inspiration because the United States had negotiated an agreement in Korea. Where did they get their inspiration to win the war against us in Vietnam? They saw that we didn't fight the Korean War through to a final victory, but negotiated a settlement. And then I would fast forward to June 11th, 2004, where I was sitting waiting to go into Iraq the next day, and on the screen of Al Jazeera TV came Muqtada al-Sadr, speaking in Arabic with English closed caption. He said, "If we continue to attack Americans, they will leave Iraq the same way that they left Vietnam, the same way they left Lebanon, the same way they left Mogadishu." That, Madam Speaker, is the inspiration not just for our enemies of al-Qaeda in Iraq and in Afghanistan and around the world. It's the inspiration for all of our enemies around the world. And it was the inspiration for Osama bin Laden when he ordered the attack on the United States on September 11th, 2001. We cannot lose our will. When we engage in an operation, we've got to push it through to success. And in fact, that legacy of Lebanon, Vietnam, and Mogadishu has been put to rest by a victory in Iraq, a victory that would not have been achieved if the people that brought these debates to the floor 44 times in the 110th Congress, resolutions that were designed to unfund, underfund, or undermine our troops. We fought off all of those resolutions. Now we have a victory in Iraq that's being claimed by this administration who opposed it back then. I don't trust the judgment of people who have always been against armed conflict. I trust the judgment of the people that fight and win wars, and the people that lead us through those wars that we fight and win. This is an American destiny question that is before us. And if we walk away from this conflict in Afghanistan for any reason, America's destiny will forever be diminished, and they will never take us seriously again. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I yield back.